Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome.
I don't know. It's showing 0 on my end, but you gonna still keep this party going. Uh,
Yeah,
Welcome to the people who come into the room as you come in.
whoever watches the replay.
Right. And please make sure you hit that like button. It's important. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way in. And thank you for stopping through to see Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and this is
MrCredentialed.
all right. And here we talk about what else but politics and
Wellness.
right. So usually I take the front lead or whatever, but today I'll throw it to you, sir, so we can get the wellness.
Okay, so in lieu of everything that's been going on, I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of reflecting, and just doing my best to stay grounded within myself. So I want to share something that just came to me before we got on live, and I took note of it. So, we all have dreams, and a lot of us, we suppress our dreams. We think that our dreams are too big, too small, and irrelevant, or too whatever. It's too something, it's always too much. So, a lot of people say that seeing is believing, but I believe, and I wrote this down because I wanted to remember every word. I believe that, well, they say that seeing is believing. I believe that believing is seeing. So you got to be able to dream. You got to be able to see things in your mind. You got to be able to feel it. You got to be able, if you want that car or you need that car, you got to be able to see it, believe it so that you can see it instead of trying to wait till you see it to actually believe it. So I want to encourage that, huh?
No, I say amen to that.
Okay.
Uh,
I want to encourage that, to hold fast to your dreams, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you're needing to do, whatever it is that you need to do to encourage yourself that you will get there. Maybe today, may not be tomorrow. We all have areas that we have needs in.
mhm.
We're all struggling with something. So I just want to encourage everybody to hold fast to your dreams, number one. And again, see that thing, believe it so that you can see it and let it manifest itself within you until you do see it. Don't stop thinking about it. Don't stop dreaming about it. Don't stop whatever it is that you're doing to obtain something that is within your reach or maybe a little outside of your reach. Do not stop doing it. And I just wanted to start off with that because I know that in this time we can feel hopeless and helpless with everything
Mhm.
that's going on. So
Right.
I want to encourage that to not be true.
Right. That is true. Question. So, what do you do? A lot of times people have dreams, or they start off with these dreams and aspirations, and then life kind of takes a turn, and the dreams that they once had have deferred and gone astray a bit. What do you say to that or those people in that situation?
The fact of the matter is that the key word that you mentioned was deferred. A
Mm.
dream deferred is not a dream denied.
All right, Langston Hughes graduated.
And I could have swore I wrote that down somewhere, but I had that thought the other day. Is that
Right,
a dream deferred is not a dream denied.
right,
So you need to keep going, even keep going down the road, even though it looks bleak. Because
right,
just because if you ride down the road in the car when it's raining outside and it's cloudy, when you go through the clouds, you still make it to the other side, and then you're able to see the light, the red light, green light, yellow light, or whatever, right?
right. Or
So at the end of that, at the end of the clouds, there's going to be another road. It's going to be another turn. It's going to be something that you're going to have to do to accomplish your goals.
right,
So that's what I say to somebody because that's what I have to say to myself is that one door closed is not a forever. A little bit
right,
of clouds is not going to hinder the sun. You
right,
know, to keep pushing, and even though what you want specifically has not come to fruition, you have to do the little work in order to get to be able to obtain the bigger things. So
right.
that's what I say is just start small.
Yeah,
Piecework, work it together until you get what it is that you are looking for, and don't compare yourself to other people, to your neighbor. because
Right.
your neighbor may be doing something that's totally different, but you also don't know what your neighbor went through to get where they are now.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I that is important.
It's one thing to be envious of, we quick to be like, oh, I wish that, but you never know the struggle that the person went through
Mhm.
to get those
Yeah,
things. So yeah, always be
yeah,
mindful of that. And let me just real quick say hello to everybody who
yeah.
just walked in the room. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button, please. Welcome, brother Nate, Miss T Velocity. How you doing, Miss Hogg? Hey, Armand. Storytime with Shay. Patty Duke in the house, and Clark Kent. Um, delay doesn't mean denial. Yeah, delay doesn't mean denial. Definitely. Sounds like a Jamal Bryant.
Probably, but I've never heard him say it. But
No,
to
I mean
everybody
it's
that,
just the way it sounded, but it
oh
was
yeah,
no
yeah,
very very true, very very true.
yeah. But to everybody that Mr. I'm saying Mr. I was going to say Mr. Captivated.
Right.
That that Cap
I know.
just
I
called out. Hello to you. I'm not going to call your names again, but hello to you and welcome and thank you so much for coming through this evening.
right, right. No, I think that was good. I just like sometimes you gotta switch it up a bit, and being that we all have been quarantined to some degree for some time, it's always good to start off with a little mental freshness before we get into
Yeah, yeah. Get through the
no,
other nitty-gritty.
right. So, um, I guess my first thing would be uh it's so much to start because it always is, and if I got to be kind of like narrowing it down before I decide. But we're gonna talk real quick about this hydrochloroquine um, that everybody's up in the thing about because there have been some cases in which the particular uh, chemical seems to be working or helping in this COVID-19 thing. However, um, the FDA has not approved the usage of hydrochloroquine for this because of the side effects. A lot of the side effects can result in uh, a kind of erratic or different heart rhythm for some. And, to be very honest, when it's not tested by the FDA and others, there's a possibility that somebody could die from taking it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to try and help one problem and create another.
Right,
So you definitely want to make sure that it does work and that the side effects are not great to a mass amount of people. Like, yeah, some people will catch some side effects, but you don't want it to be in which you give it to say 20 people to test it and all 20
right,
had some sort of thing wrong with it. So, I mean, that's a lot. Granted, yeah, we need to get something to help these people, but be very clear. If we were prepared beforehand, we would not be in this position.
right,
That's why it's very important to make sure you are prepared. I think for many reasons, Donald Trump just wanted to do away with anything Obama put his stamp on. Anything they say that black man walked, he probably wanted the carpet up. Anything he touched, he probably wanted new granite, new marble tops, or new whatever. Because I mean, his disdain for him is just that great. Mainly because I think he's just a black man that he feels like he shouldn't have even been considered. But that's neither here nor there. I really just know that it's an issue with this man that you take everything, you destroy it, and then you get to a place where in which now here is where you need to show at any point the most leadership, the most, what, I don't need you to grovel to me, excuse me, for me to give you equipment. I'm the president, you're a statesman in a state that whether you voted for me or not, at the end of the day, I'm the president. I'm for everybody, supposedly. So therefore, let me help. Not, oh no, they don't talk nice to me, so I don't let them.
freezing up. Cap. Frozen. Okay. I wasn't sure if my computer was frozen or if Cap's computer was frozen. So we're gonna wait for him to come back. I was lost for a minute, like what's really going on? Is it me or is it him? So we're gonna hold that bookmark right there until he comes back, and we're gonna move on to actually what I'll discuss is the taking of something to try to convince, not convince or counteract rather the coronavirus. So if something is not FDA approved, that's telling you that it's not official technically. So pretty much you are in a guinea pig stage. So they're injecting something into your body with the hopes that it will actually work. So if you don't know if something is working or what you're actually putting into your body, why would you want to do that? You know, you got to be careful with what you allow any physician, any person to inject into your body, especially not thinking about the short term, the right now, thinking about the long term and what could happen after this. Because when this virus is long and gone, you still have to live and you want to be healthy. So please be mindful when longing for something to protect you against this virus that until it is actually figured out and fully sought out, to be careful about what you put into your body or looking for a cure or something to cleanse you of this virus. So I just picked up there since I didn't know if you were frozen or if I was frozen.
No,
Uh,
it was me. The whole thing kicked me like completely out. I had to go all the way back in, and then when I went back in, I thought I'm talking to everybody, and nothing was moving. Then I, it kicked me back out, and I had to come back in.
yeah.
So yeah, the
Okay.
man is definitely not wanting you to talk about certain stuff, but um, however, we need to be on it. So yeah, and people with pre-existing heart conditions, they don't know if it's a good thing for people to take it. Is what else? The thing I wanted to add. But other than that, yeah, before we go jumping on the bandwagon of take this, this works, that works. Um, know what affects you. Know your own underlying health conditions. Um, and therefore, you could either move forward and make the best decision that would be best for you. But like I always say, we need to pay close attention to all that is going on because it affects us the most. We, have the lack of resources, um, funding, hospital wise, research wise. So we don't want to get into a place where it's, I forgot was it the Tuskegee project, I think. Don't quote me, but I think where they were supposed to be clearing them for the flu, and they wind up giving the men syphilis to test them and all that stuff. So we don't want to, repeat those things. Being
No.
that, of course, these two French doctors uh, just so nicely put it like, oh, we should start testing the coronavirus and doing experiments in regards to the coronavirus to get a vaccine and all that in Africa, as if that's just the place to do it. They've done it with AIDS. Um, and, I don't, I, I have a huge issue with that, but, the rest of the world seems to, not pay attention to it. But I mean, hey, I find it to be a bit disheartening and crazy. But anyway, that's all I got for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off my soapbox with that for now.
Yeah. No, that is definitely crazy. It is disheartening. It's sad. It's ridiculous. It's almost like picking on someone who's too weak or weaker than the rest to fight. It's just not. It's very distasteful, and it's unfortunate that anyone would be ever preyed on. You know, that's why I say I feel for these people
Mm,
in these situations. Like, you know, I just told somebody on Facebook. Actually, I posted on Facebook not long ago that everybody was calling this the basically the Chinese virus. And one
Right.
day I ordered, I can't remember if I said this on the live or not, but I'll repeat it because it's necessary. Ordered some Chinese food because again, they're Chinese Americans. It's not their fault. And for them to be blamed for something, their families are suffering like we are, their businesses are suffering, their finances are suffering. And the lady was so grateful when I gave her a tip, and she literally was only coming around the corner. But she was so grateful, and you could tell that she's expected to be mistreated.
Mm,
And that's just unfortunate in a time like this that anybody has to feel secluded because we are teaching people that this virus stemmed from a certain ethnicity. And even if they are of that ethnicity, and if the virus did technically or maybe not was formed in a certain space, if they are of that ethnicity and then still American, don't blame them. Don't be so cruel when
mm,
you see people out and about and treating them like, ugh, you should treat everybody like that, but just don't show it. That's so cruel, so heartless. My family has different mixes, and then my nieces have Korean, so I don't take lightly to that kind of stuff because it could be you, it could be your ethnicity that's being
mm,
pointed out. And if you didn't like what happened to us during slave times, don't put someone else in that same mindset. Don't do
mm,
that to somebody else. Don't entrap and enslave and inflict harm against someone else because of your beliefs that
mm,
may not be true. That's still the slavery mindset. Don't do
mm.
that.
Um, I I I will say this.
Mhm.
With a lot of cases before all this of them accusing people of stealing in their beauty supply stores, uh, some of the men even attacking some of the black women, and all so on and so forth.
Right.
And even how they are sometimes when we're, using their services, getting our hands and nails or whatever done, and it's totally like you could tell they talking about you, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, that
I,
could be argued because it's a
yeah,
joke,
I
but you
know, I
really
know,
don't know that if
I
what
know,
they.
I know, I
Well,
know.
don't say you know because you
No,
say
but I'm
it.
just saying, as far as what I'm saying is overall, as far as the things that has
Mhm.
happened, as far as them, not um, allowing people to shop in their stores or having this big tiff with being in our community sometimes. And then something like this happens, and now we must kind of show compassion and be compassionate.
No, I'm not saying
No,
that you must. I'm just saying take it by case as a case by case scenario because just as many times as we can tell somebody else that they've wronged us, they can say that we've wronged them.
yeah, no, and I totally in that part I get, but I'm just like I get it and I see it, but at the same time, some of it is like, well, you're in the community, you treat the community less than you treat the community like they treat the community, but yet you profit off the community. So, but at this point, now that something has come about to where in which everybody's now looking at you like, ooh, stay away, stay back. It's like, hey, I'm your neighborhood, whatever, whatever. Come do business with me because we're hurting. Like,
But yeah, that's a very skewed thing that that you feel though.
not that I'm projecting, but I'm saying in some
I didn't.
communities
That's why I didn't
in
say
some communities
projection.
it's like that. No, but I'm just saying in some communities it is like that, and we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose sight of that either. That at the same time, in a lot of our communities, they have abused it and used it and all that kind of stuff too. So and I'm not saying that we need to walk around like, oh, stay away from them. They got the virus, or they shouldn't have brought it, or none of that stuff. Because then we'll just be playing into the hands of the president, so on and so forth. But I am saying that it's funny that, like, hopefully this allows them to do some self-examination, I guess, is where my hope is for this, that wow, maybe we do treat the communities that support us the worst, and we need to change that. That's all.
I'll leave that as is and let you have your feelings and your opinion. and I'll move on. And it's not a matter because it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's really
Right.
not.
No,
It's just a matter of it happens across the board with everybody. So when we're pointing the fingers, we need to point them at everybody, including ourselves,
right.
because everybody is guilty of the same thing. So to point out one from the other doesn't make any sense when everybody is doing the same thing, because I see it both ways.
Mm.
You know, I see it both ways, just like if someone of a, let's say, of the, let's say someone who owns a Chinese carryout, because I don't want to categorize or whatever, that
Just a
serves
kid.
Chinese American-ish food. And then if they come and they're not speaking proper or well good enough English, that goes into an establishment does not understand them, sometimes they get treated wrongly too.
Mm-hmm.
And they,
Yeah.
because people don't have patience, people don't have time, they don't want to be patient. I see it.
Right.
So again, nobody is right, and if everybody's wrong, then who's winning?
Mm. Right. 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 Right.
That's why Patty Duke, hold on, let me go back. Listen, I have almost stereotypes. That's true, Linty. That's true. And welcome. I saw you when you came through when we were talking.
Mm.
Patty Duke, I we, I don't know, because there, you know, you have Asian, Chinese, you have Asian, you have Chinese, you have Korean. I don't really know. That's why I did not categorize it,
Oh yeah.
because they're all broad and different in their own right. So I really do not know, but I'm just saying we don't know, but we still act like we know exactly who they are, and we really don't.
Mm.
So some people don't even know the difference between Chinese and Asian and Korean. They don't know. And some people say, "Well, how would you tell?" That's an ignorant question. You need to educate that and figure it out. Do some research, but don't ask how would you know. Just and that's saying that you think they look alike, so they're not different. That's so rude.
Mm.
Because somebody could say that about African Americans, black, or whatever you want to call um, that that race. Because some people identify as African American, some people identify as black. So
Mm.
you know, tomato, tomato, we all have our sticks and stones we can throw back and forth at each other. It doesn't make it right. We just need a better way altogether, because I'm guilty of some of this stuff too. So I'm not saying that I'm
Right.
not.
Right.
I'm just saying that we all need to do better.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
So, what else do you have going on in the political world?
Oh, that was on me. I thought that was on you. Okay.
How do you just have one thing? Just one.
No, no, no. I didn't have one thing. I had a few things, but I spaced them different because as far as like what I wanted to think. So, yeah. Let's. Speaking of the community, let's talk about this. So, Black America in the wake of this virus, as far as the threat and a lot of the myths um, that are out there as far as like young people are safe from this disease, which is not true.
No.
Um, of course, like I said, that it definitely attacks and affects our communities of color. You have places like New York City, Michigan, who's really having a tough time. African Americans account for 33% of the cases and 40% of deaths.
Wow.
You have Charlotte, um, African Americans, uh, only 33%, um, but they only make 44%, excuse me, of the population, but it's showing that African Americans in that county are at 33% Black with COVID-19. So it's really, um, it's affecting our communities like crazy. And part of me wonders if um, if somebody knew it all along and that is the reason for the lag or the lack of urgency from the people at the top, because this is a way to kind of flush it out a little bit. Like, yeah, some people of other races have to go, but mainly it would really hit these people hard. I mean, if you look at these numbers, Milwaukee County is 27% black, yet 8 people who have died in the area from the coronavirus were African American. As of Friday, 81% of the 25 deaths of the county were black people. That's almost half.
Wow.
Yeah, Illinois, which makes up 28% black, they have only confirmed for 14.6 of the population. So it's really something to take seriously. I understand that a lot of us don't, go through the motions of the extra additives that we have to do to leave the house and so on and so forth. But the numbers are out there. Whether we want to believe them or not, uh, like I said, like I always say, you can do the research. You can even dig back in your childhood where you used to, where you grew up from, and the resources weren't there. The community centers were, lackluster or so on and so forth. Some of us had, greater upbringings and, community centers that actually did things and others did not. If you went to the park and there were no hoops or, it was kind of dilapidated a little bit, trust and believe you was part of the community.
Right.
uh, because there's no uh, push to fix the community. It's always, even if I was to get in power, it's, get in power, let me find out a way to I can uh, enrich myself or utilize the community in some sense instead of actually, you know, doing stuff. I'm not saying that everybody who's ever ran did not do so, but a lot of times in a lot of communities, we get those same people that say, "Oh, vote for me for alderman. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." And then once they get in there, it's all kinds of. Later, you come out, you got scandals galore from people stealing, what was that, gift cards and all
Right.
types of mess. That you're just like, "Come on, man, really? Like,
Right.
what is going on?" So I don't know. But yeah, the numbers are staggering. They're growing and growing. And it concerns me because it's us. I mean, it's people that look like me and you, uh, the most
Would it
vulnerable
not
of it.
concern you if it was not us?
Would it concern me if it was not us?
Hmm.
If
What
I
concerns you
mean,
differently that is us versus other people?
well, because I know that the resources and the stuff isn't there. Like the hospitals, we could just break it down from hospitals. The hospitals in the areas where you and I would live are not the same and don't have the same type of equipment and quality that the hospitals in the outskirts areas have. I mean, unfortunately, they just don't. And a situation like this will cause people in droves to go to those hospitals that do not have, and they can't adequately do what they need to do, and people wind up perishing as a result. To where in which you can go another place and you could probably get the same amount of people, but they're better equipped to handle the situation where in which their fatalities may even be lowered. You have doctors and nurses all the time complaining about the lack of stuff that they don't have, and people are just, few people did not make it today. uh, New York just had one of its highest death rates, I believe, today, and they're talking about burying the people temporarily in Hart's Island, which is the island, if anybody watches Pose, uh, anybody who died of um, AIDS related. Go ahead. You was say
No,
something?
I was just gonna bury them temporarily and then go back and get the body and then do what?
Then give it to the family, and whatever the family decides to do with the remains of their loved one, they will be able to set that up. They will just, I guess, mark them, register them, and then you would claim your
So the temporary burial is to what? To prevent the spread or the possibility of spread of the virus in the corpse or
well
from the
they
corpse?
they're starting to run out of space from the in the mortuaries and morgues. So and they're using refrigerated trucks right now, but eventually that will become an issue. And with summer approaching, this may get worse before it gets better. So they need to free up space. So they're thinking about the way to possibly free up space is to temporarily bury uh, the bodies and then have them re-exhumed if the family or the loved ones deem it necessary, and then they'll now, he didn't say anything about paying for funeral arrangements or anything like that, but he said that they will be able to, return their remains of their loved ones to them so they can do whatever funeral services or whatever they want to do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like wow.
Yeah, like it's really
That is
yeah,
you know, and this is why people it is so important to protect yourself and to stay home, to do everything that you can do to keep your hands and yourself clean and sanitary and keeping yourself healthy way before the virus. Eating and drinking enough water and taking care of yourself and doing whatever your specific doctor is telling you to do so that in times like this you can be the best in the best health that you can be. I don't have an answer. I don't have a prolific response to those who may be feeling things and going through these things about losing someone and then not being able to bury them properly, not because you don't have the finances, but because the condition of the world will not allow you to. I could not
mm,
imagine what that feels like to
yeah,
have a disconnection on top of a disconnection that's totally out of my control. I
mm,
cannot imagine what that feels like. Losing someone is already enough, and then to put these circumstances on top of it is just extreme. It when it's not anybody's fault. It's for the sake of protecting those who are still alive.
yeah, yeah. But
People like you and I and everyone else that's listening or watching. It's for the protection. It's for the humanity's sake.
yeah, I
And
mean,
it,
yeah, a lot of people, sorry to cut you off. A lot of people have an issue with this thing, but it is the best thing you can do to, if you're not even looking at that, to save your family. I mean, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it. It's You don't know what it is because every few seconds it's changing. Before it was just stay away from people, don't let nobody cough on you, sneeze on you, but now it's like it lingers on materials, sometimes for days, some for hours. uh, you don't really know. You have people who are freaking me out because they're wearing gloves and they're touching everything, and then they looking at you because you looking at them crazy because I'm just like, well, you just touch that, and then you touch that, and then you touch that, and I'm going behind the box. Like, no, I want that one behind the box because I'm not touching that because you touched it.
we've talked about this before, and then after this, we're going to switch the subject because we
Yeah.
need to lighten up a little bit and start dreaming a little bit because this is too gory. However, I walked into a supermarket, and this lady, she had on. I think I told Kat the other day she had on gloves. She was pushing a cart. She had her cell phone in her hand with
Mm,
the gloves on her face, like this, with gloves on. So that is the finest definition of cross contamination.
mm,
It's like taking wearing gloves in the bathroom, taking them from the bathroom and going into the kitchen and touching raw meat. Would you do that? If you would, please email me so we can have a discussion. But if you would not do that, please don't do that out and about because you're touching your phone, your keys, your pants, your shirt, your car door, your steering wheel, your stuff in your house. you are cross contaminating that. So every time
Everything.
you do that, think about going from the bathroom with gloves on to the kitchen preparing food with those same gloves. Think about it and say ew. And once you do it, don't do that. If you see somebody else doing it, don't do business with them. Walk away. Please. It is for the well being of yourself beyond the COVID-19. It is for the well being of your health.
Yeah.
Because
It-
foodborne illnesses and other things still exist outside of COVID-19. That's just a an accessory
yeah,
along the
you don't
line.
need yeah, you don't need
Yeah,
nothing
that
else
is COVID is a
tagging on to
possibility.
anything.
Foodborne illnesses are definite if you operate that way. You probably won't even get COVID. You'll be dealing with that. So be careful with what you do when you're thinking about cleanliness and wellness around your food and all that kind of stuff because your family is depending on you to make sure that you're protecting yourself when you're providing for them.
Mm.
And it, you
Mhm.
know, it I hope that that resonates. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I really want to say it again. But I really hope that you guys take that and spread
Mhm.
the word because it needs to be said. We got to stop this. You know, half of the people that are dying, and the reason as to why they're dying is at the hands of someone else because they're being exposed and they don't realize it because somebody else doesn't realize that they are transferring the transmission of the virus.
Yeah, but we don't. I mean, like I said earlier, the ball was dropped big time because if it was really taking seriously from jump, what should have been happening, it should have been a rollout of tests to find out who's dormant, who's negative altogether, who's positive, who's so you would know, and those people will be able to be treated. You have people walking around who are asymptomatic who don't know if they have it or if they if they do or don't have it, and if they possibly do have it, they could be passing it on to other people and just not know it because they don't show any symptoms. So it's
Yeah,
problematic either way you look at it. But
yeah,
the best way you can do, that we all can do, the little part that we can all play is if you can just stay at home. If you just have to run out to the store to get some things, just do that.
you
It's
know,
tough, but it's something everybody has to do. The cabin fever is real.
yes,
The level of stress dealing, if you're dealing with people in your home, that can be real too. But you can also take some time to uh, go to a place in your apartment or go to a place in your house, your backyard or something, and just take some time to be by yourself, to
yeah,
kind of get back to center, and
yeah,
kind of ride the wave. Because at the end of the day, um, the prayer is that this will um, subside a little and we can because we'll never be back to a normal, but I guess whatever the new normal will be,
right.
we could get there.
You know, I agree with that. As you're talking, I'm thinking, I'm wondering, and this may make some people uncomfortable, but it's necessary. I'm wondering how serious people take this because you don't know if the person has it, you don't know if you're going to contract it, you don't know how you contracted it, but you keep putting yourself out there at risk for it. It takes
Mm.
me into STDs, HIV.
Yeah, I was just because I just read a thing
You,
about that was saying that you should not have sex during COVID, and I don't mean to laugh, but it was
no,
talking
I'm
about the
not even
whole way of
talking
sex.
about,
No, no, but I'm just
I'm
saying when
not
you
even
said
talking
that.
about sex
No,
though.
I know, but
I'm
when
saying,
you said that, that's what it was. That's what it was referring. That's what it was almost when I was reading the article. That's what it was sounding like,
right, right,
and that's
right,
why
right,
I
right,
was.
right.
That's why I referred
Yeah.
to that.
It's just people think, oh, you look good, and then they get all tingly and warm on the inside, and then your next thing you know, you're doing sexual things with somebody that you barely know because you're warm and tingly, but you're not thinking about protecting yourself.
Mm,
So if so many people, if the STD rates in certain states and certain cities are steadily skyrocketing, are people really scared of catching COVID? And
mm,
I'm not asking out of judgment, I'm asking out of curiosity because we have all the education and the knowledge that we need to protect ourselves against
Mm,
HIV, AIDS, and STDs. But yet
mhm.
people are still willingly putting themselves in predicaments to um, be too contracted.
Yeah. No, I
Some,
get
not everybody, be clear
right,
before somebody
right,
runs off with my
right.
words, but
right.
people
Mm.
are doing it because if they
Yeah,
weren't, the rates wouldn't still be going up.
right. No, you're
So
absolutely
that makes me think about that. And we need to, again, take, she, Antoinette Herrera said my son was a carrier.
Yeah, I saw that answer.
Hey, Antoinette, but it, don't let, don't feel the need to be able to see this before you stop yourself from putting yourself in harm's way with it,
Mm,
because there are a lot of silent killers out here. Now we have another one. So do just protect yourself across the board, and that's all that I really want to say. And I'm going to move forward into another year. It's nothing wrong with things being heavy sometimes because it is necessary. You know what I mean? So it's okay right now. So the next thing I want to talk about, which is how to deal with and process your anger, and peeling back the layers and figuring out what is it that's really making you angry or upset in a situation, and finding out what the reason is behind it. When people, whether it's a person related thing or whether it's just involving yourself, but to figure out exactly what is bothering you, because sometimes things upset us that it's not really the issue. The issue is because of something in the past that we've not really dealt with yet, or something that maybe someone else has stirred up one of our demons, and they may not be the issue, but they just touched on something that was sensitive. So I want to talk about um, processing and dealing with our anger. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat, and I'm sorry that if you are Antoinette Herrera, I'm sorry that you aren't doing well. I hope that you really get better, and prayers to you and your family during this time. I'm really sorry to hear that. I really am. But dealing with and processing that, and even for people who may be, for an example, with people who are in the hospital and who are sick, dealing
mhm.
with and processing that anger.
Right,
Because why me? I'm
right.
here. What did I do? And now I can't even go home.
Yeah,
And dealing with that and processing it, and understanding that maybe you didn't do anything. Maybe it was nothing that you could do. But then to take that and to make something better of it, you know, breathe life into the situation. I will go home. I will make it out of the
right.
situation. I will overcome this illness or whatever I'm dealing with. Breathe life into situations
Mhm.
that look like they're dark, because a lot of surviving health issues is in the mind. Once you tell yourself that you're not going to make it, your
Right,
body can shut down
right,
and you won't make it. So you got to believe it. You got to really push yourself into believing what you want,
right. Very true.
and that's just, that's my hope for that with people. And, again, I'm sorry that things are so heavy, but again, people need support. Everything isn't funny, everything isn't a joke,
Right,
everything isn't a game.
right.
And some people need this kind of support right now. You
Mhm.
know, I don't know what people aren't getting at home. So we are here to do our best to provide some support during this time.
Yeah, and I mean, we can all support each other. I mean, it takes nothing for a kind word, a gesture. Not everything is about cash apps and super chats and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes people just want to know you care.
Right.
And at this point, a lot of times, a lot of family members, if you wind up once you are positive, you can't even interact with your family members depending on your level of the virus that you have in you. There can be complete quarantine, or sometimes the person will be in the basement and you have to, everybody, the person will
Yeah.
be in the basement, everybody be upstairs.
Yeah.
So be mindful that all that stuff is happening, and a time where in which there were things set in place to avoid this type of pandemic that we are seeing in our
Right.
country right now.
Right.
Um, so, be mindful too that, hey, when we vote, whether we vote or not, you get the representation that you pay for. So, hey, let this be an example of having someone in charge that really don't know what they're doing. And it's always great to be like, oh, it's nice to pick somebody fresh and different, have a different set of ideas, but really look at that person and make sure that that person is able to be a leader in times where a leader needs to be. This
Right.
is a whole new Katrina.
Right.
Okay, this is a whole new Katrina, and at some point, the water stopped, and at some point, people were able to kind of recover. We don't know about this.
Right.
We don't know how long this will be. They're saying to the end of this month, but we don't. We have no idea.
Right.
We have no idea. So, um, let's stay prayed up and stay focused.
Yeah. But
Continue to go about your daily life the best way you can.
right.
And, don't live in fear of anything, but just be mindful, be cautious when you are out.
Right.
Please be aware and be watchful.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say is that no, we don't know when this is all going to be over, but I can tell you what, we can get a better idea if we all do what we're supposed to do and follow the
Mhm.
rules.
Right,
Rules are not rules because they're rules, but they're rules to protect yourself, your family, and other people on so many different levels.
right.
I would suggest treating this rule like a law that if you break it, you'll go to jail because
Please, you don't want to be like the Philippines. The president of the Philippines is killing folks.
oh
Okay,
wow.
who violate curfew. Well, he said that he's giving the police the okay to shoot anyone
Ye-
who is violating the curfew. And
But
we
see, we're
already
not
know that,
curfew. We're just on straight. Don't go out unless you're essential.
right, but we already know that this president loves a good dictator and loves a big, show of force. So he may not give them the order to shoot and kill, but I mean, let's be very clear. They do that anyway in our neighborhoods, don't they? So,
Right.
I mean, don't give them a reason to
Right.
want to come in and act like they're playing some kind of video game. Please just kind of adhere to whatever you need
You
to
know
adhere
what?
to and just what?
Not like they're playing some kind of video game. I'm sorry.
They do.
We
I
needed to
think
break a
so.
little silence and laugh anyway.
I think so. No, I'm just saying. I personally think so. I think when they put on their suits, they think that they playing, Call of Duty or something, and we just happen to be the other people on the other end, and this is real life to them. And then when it happens, then they be like, "Oh, I was just scared. I was nervous for my life." Yeah, no, because you think this is all a game. This is all
Right. Right.
real people.
Right. Right.
You may not understand me because you didn't grow up like me, so you may not understand me, but if you're policing my area, then that's what you need to do.
Right.
You
Right.
need not
Right.
to be
Right.
fearful of me. And that's a whole nother thing. Real quick, since I brought that up, they're saying that black people don't want to wear masks. And at first I'm like, why? You're supposed to be protecting yourself. But as I was walking around with the thing around my face and everything and noticing how before this you could wear that and it'd be like, oh my gosh, you need to take that off. Oh my gosh, I feel like, are you about to rob? Where they feel like we're gonna rob them or anything like that. I I get it now. I kind of I see it. I understand it. Why some people would feel some type of way about wearing them. Like, yeah, please wear them.
Right.
But I do understand how some black people would feel some type of way
Right.
about wearing.
Right. Yeah. But even with wearing the mask, though, you have to understand. I've mentioned this before. Is that listen? The wearing the mask, unless you yourself are showing symptoms, you're not protecting yourself. So unless the only thing you would be doing is just having something on your face. But keep in mind that those germs that you have on your mask, you're taking those wherever you take the mask. So unless you yourself are showing symptoms or are more prone to catching germs from wearing it. That's why you see a lot of cancer patients wearing masks because their immune system is weakened.
Yeah.
So unless that's your case, you going out just wearing a mask all day long is not protecting you from catching the COVID-19. It's
Well, yeah.
not.
Well, now they're saying that. I mean, pretty much somebody could breathe on you,
Don't believe that.
breathe in
Just
your
because it's being
facility,
said, I'm not even
in your
gonna let you put
area.
that out there.
No, I'm just
Nope.
saying.
Nope.
This is what they saying.
Who said it?
This is what they said.
They
The
who?
briefings. The
But did the
the
medical
task force.
professional say it?
The task force. Well, that one. Excuse me. That one white lady. I don't know her name, but they've scaled it up. That's why they're saying that everybody should wear a mask outside, because they're saying that it's more like a person could be talking to you.
But if you're
In
keeping
it.
your social distance, it won't.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying what's out there. They're
Yeah,
saying that
that
now when you flush the toilet, to make sure that you close the toilet before you flush it, so that way the particles do not go flying in the air, because that could have it. I mean, it's a whole heap.
it's conspiracy to make
It's a whole
everyone live
heap.
in fear.
But yeah, I mean, yes, that is true. But at the same time, though, there's evidence to it that it is happening. So, like, death is happening. So, yeah, that would make anybody fearful um, at this point. So, yes, I do get it. It's a lot of fear mongering. But at the same time, you do want to take your precautions. You don't got to be over the top, but you do want to take your precautions to make sure you're safe.
That's true, but I'm just saying it is known
Yeah,
that
do
wearing a
either of you
mask
believe
isn't
in
doing it.
the validity of that 5G? The 5G conspiracy, I've heard it. I don't I mean, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't knock it. Um a lot of places have knocked down their 5G towers, and they've seen a change in the cases, but I don't necessarily know it to be true
Right,
to confirm yay or nay. But
right.
I mean,
Hey,
I
Rico.
wouldn't put it past them. Hey, Rico,
Yeah,
how you doing?
everything is, it's again, it's another conspiracy that nobody can confirm. It's amazing how all of these conspiracies are being stewed up. And who knows? That video could have been created. I just don't believe everything I see. I don't put it past anybody or anything, but I just don't fully believe it.
Mhm. Yeah, right.
Because if that is the case, they could go back and research everything that they know that started that whole movie, and they should be able to figure out a little bit more to help the situation a little bit better, in my opinion.
Mm.
Because if you can make a video about it in a movie or whatever, you should be able to go and research the history, because before a movie goes into production, you're supposed to have the facts in order to make it seem real, right?
I mean, well, you do research, so I mean, yeah, yes. Um, you think it's airborne? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. Yeah, that is crazy. Let me see, just real quick. The doctors admitted what's going to do over here. Wow. Yeah, th- a lot of people are being sent home. Um, that's crazy. He believes it's airborne. She does look real uncomfortable during those briefings. I ain't gonna lie. She looks like they all do, really. Like if they say wrong thing, they gotta be shot out back or something. They really try to make sure that they give him his just more concerned in placement of the towers, where these towers right, to achieve higher speeds. Yeah.
Yep, everybody wants to know the next best thing. Give me more, give me more, give me more. And you don't know
Right.
what you're getting when you're asking. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that 5G is responsible, but you don't know. And if it is, look what we got.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Electrical towers are the high rates of cancer for the people who live near them. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I don't knock it. There may be some truth in it somewhere. But
Yeah.
again, once you know these things and you do greater research, and you're aware, because once you know, the knowledge is the power. So
Right.
once you know, all right, then you know what to be able to look out for. You know even what questions to ask if you happen to be moving to a certain area. Hey, is this near a 5G tower, or is this near da, 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 blah blah blah? All those things you will then become, you know, armed with, that you can ask and make sure that places where in which you decide to move or visit are not, places where in which you might endanger your health. Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
it's nothing.
Some people live by freeways and railroad tracks. Hmm.
Mm, wow. Yeah, it's really just sad and unfortunate. But on a funnier, lighter note in regards to this,
Yeah. Let's go there.
um, televangelist Kenneth Copeland says that he could blow away the COVID-19,
Blow away.
blow it away with his breath. If I can actually pull it up, let me see if I can. You just hold on one second. Talk to the people. I will see if I can pull this thing on up here. Why are you laughing?
That's the simplest thing that I've heard all day, and I've heard a few things that were quite simple today, and that's by far. Well, if that's the case, then do it.
No, he said he did do. He said he did do it. He said it was a demon. Actually, you could actually go on, because I posted it today. You can go on to the midday news for today and watch. You can skim past right before the end. It's the video, because I don't think I'll be able to pull the video clip up this way,
Okay.
because I forgot I had to go to this other thing, and I don't know if it'll let me pull it up. Hold on.
I'm still stuck on it.
No, because it's funny, so I really want to find it. So please bear with me, people.
Yes,
'Cause I will.
please. I'm too tickled to even move into another topic. I just
It's
gotta.
funny. It really is funny. I know it's in programs, but I don't know. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. Uh, yep, I found it. Okay. Now let's see if I can share it real quick. Thank you guys for being so patient.
No problem. We're
Look
ready.
at you.
We're gonna
Like,
get a kick out of this.
you silly. Oh, nope. Stop. Don't do that. Okay. Ready?
When Almighty, strong, south wind, heat, burn this thing. In the name of Jesus. Satan, you bow your knee. You fall on your face. COVID-19. I blow the wind of God on you. You are destroyed forever, and you will never be back. Thank you, our God. Let it happen. Cause it to happen.
This is moments where I realize that God has such a sense of humor. He's hilarious. That to me was funny. It was funny as heck. I could not stop laughing. Because one, first, he looked like a little demonic demon. That was just my thought. He did look a little crazy. I was like,
That, but
the
see
whole
that
face.
that fool.
I couldn't.
That foolishness is exactly why people feel like they feel about organized religion because of stuff like that. What kind of prophetic word was that? Were you giving people
It,
false
it,
hope?
I'm sorry, it wasn't prophetic. It was pathetic. Pathetic word. That's what it was.
But some people will really believe that though. Now you see how they were repeating it on the pulpit, if you will.
First and foremost, if you're gonna repeat something that I say and I'm the lead minister, please have some sort of oomph in your voice, so therefore it'll be believable. Because after they said it, I didn't believe nothing
Yeah,
Copeland said, because they were
yeah.
just like blah blah blah. Like what? But anyway, sad to say that they probably all gave each other the COVID-19 as they spat around each other. Disgusting.
Blowing that abundance of
Hot air
and mucus
that they
particles
ridiculous.
that
Yeah,
he looked like a rat with red eyes that just
he
he
looked
didn't
like
even look like he believed it himself because I didn't feel it, I didn't believe it, I didn't think. I would have left. I would have had to walk out and
no
like threw
way,
my head back and and
no.
walked out of the really.
I mean, I could not believe it. I just had to.
That is what we needed to switch up this atmosphere, boy. Yikes. But see, let me tell you, if anybody in this chat and watches the rerun, goes to any congregation or setup or anything like that, and you see it, you need to get out. Because
I
that
don't
is
even know why people even go into church, but they still do. And
why they go to church, what, during this
during this,
COVID breakout?
during this,
Because they're just so holy. The only way that they're going to get saved and be righteous is if they go and be dedicated through and through.
yeah.
That's
But I
why.
mean, I know a lot of people think that they're exercising their faith by doing that. But I
You
mean,
can exercise your faith right now
a whole lot of
on
things, right? Yeah.
YouTube, anything.
But I don't know. I just thought that was too funny to pass up. I could not. I mean, and the fact that he blowed away this time, but a couple of weeks ago, like towards the end of March, he did another prayer before where he was saying, well, yeah, maybe about like a couple of days before the end of March, that it was supposed to be over about the 29th of March or 28th or something like that at
Right.
12 midnight. What is it, April 7th? He's still here.
Yeah. You can't you can't, because my thing is, how can you put an end to something that you don't know how to fix? That's like saying at on 4/8, 11 o'clock a.m., cancer will end.
Yeah, but I mean, but people believe that because they believe the teachings.
Again, if that's what you're being fed when you go to a religious organization, you need not eat there again.
Mm.
it, you need not eat there again. If religion is something that you choose to practice, be mindful of what you receive, because everybody is not
Mhm.
for your good, for your healing,
See, fine.
and
Yep,
for your growth at all.
yep, very much so. As minorities, we really need to consider solidifying an contingency plan, life insurance, health insurance. It's critical, regardless of one's family size. Yeah,
Yes, that should be a mandate in and out of season, in and out of illness,
yeah.
because you don't know. People are dying younger and younger from different things.
Hmm.
So and now life insurance companies can probably use the COVID-19 as an exclusion
Hmm.
from accepting you for being like the insurability clause.
Right, right, right.
So be
Very true.
mindful about that too, that when going to seek this out, if you are having health issues or if you
Mhm.
do pass on COVID-19, like most life insurance policies have an exclusion of 2 to 3 years where you can't make a claim. So you got to think about that when you're going to get it now, because they may not have to be responsible. So you should ask those questions when you're signing up for life insurance.
Right. Yeah. Internet, that is true. You have, Juanita Bynum selling
Should we set that
COVID-19
lag?
kits. Yeah, I know. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. And I shouldn't be laughing, but it's too funny. Too funny that people that here you have access to the same God that they serve, and yet you'd rather go through somebody else telling you that their connection with God is greater than yours, so much greater that they can heal you from their sickness. But if you buy their kit for however much it is, it could be $2. I don't care. Even I think that is still crazy, because you should be able to go to God for yourself. I'm just saying.
Can't nobody intervene for you and intercede for you like yourself on any level of your life, like yourself, but
Right,
yourself.
right,
You know what you need the most.
right.
Well, depending on what layer we're talking about it on, because I don't want to go into religion, but if you know that what you need is what you need to seek, then that's what you need to seek. Don't let nobody tell you what you do and don't need. You intercede for yourself on that, and you seek
Mm,
it and try to
mm.
get it. And if it's meant for you, it'll come to you. So don't let anybody minimize or maximize your faith. What? They most have some pants. You know.
Yeah, them panties that she had in that hotel room laid on that bed.
Antoinette, this is what I'm talking about. I appreciate your humor. Listen, I really want to point this out. Antoinette Herrera is the epitome of an example of how we should be acting in our time of trouble. We should not lose our sense of humor. We should still be having a good
Right.
time, even amidst it. And Antoinette, I so appreciate it. And I hope that you will be blessed for blessing us with laughter in the middle of your trials. And I appreciate it.
Them panties ain't cheap, child. Them panties ain't cheap.
Yeah.
She's a woman of God. She got to walk around in godly panties.
Go and get your thing.
Goodness
them,
gracious life.
get them things in that panties.
Yeah, but them people, they be trying it. They do be trying it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. It amazes me how every week it's always something different, and no matter how much we think we know how it's going to go, it never goes the same. You guys bring so much life to what we bring, and it just changes the whole thing. So we think we
Oh,
think of
sure,
it one
man.
way, and y'all see it a different way. I love the personality y'all bring.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, no problem, Armand. That's cool. It's nice seeing you.
See you. Thanks for coming through. Always a pleasure.
Yep.
I don't know, Lynn T.
What'd you say?
She said, I wonder how much those cost.
Right.
You don't know how much they cost.
Right. She probably got them panties out the alabaster box.
Right.
Oh, that's how you get. Maybe she should do that. Sell an alabaster box. You get panties, oil.
Nope. We have lost enough faith in the church. We don't need any help.
So, but I'm just saying, you get it's like now 2-for-1 alabaster boxes. You get panties, you get oil.
Because somebody's gonna take those panties and do something that should
But
not
I'm
be
saying
done with
you
them.
get a lot of stuff with it. You get panties, you get oil, you get sheets, and they white.
That sounds wrong. Panties, oil, and sheets. What are we talking? That whole combination just sounds wrong. The way you nope. We're gonna say no to that.
Sheets,
Panties,
oils, and sheets.
in a box for you to take out for your leisure.
That's right.
No, I don't like the sound of that. That nothing about that is He says that. Woo, that thing gonna be on fire. She catch staff boy down there.
I
Good
mean, I
God.
don't know what to, I mean, I guess I think that would, that and some holy water.
Right now, the only thing that's holy water is bleach. That's what we need in the land to heal the land. We need bleach.
Right. Uh, maybe you should get some of those other passes. Right. That's what I'm saying. Get some of them other passes to blow on them.
Right.
Or get Creflo Dollar to blow on them. They may turn into some money makers.
Money takers.
Well, I mean, he doing that already, so he might have gave her them panties already. He might have blessed those panties already. But she definitely
You know what?
she is taking the people money.
Oh gosh.
That's
Y'all so
taking the people
crazy.
money. And y'all just as blessed to let her take it. Yeah, please know
No.
you can go to God for I was supposed to say you can go to the God. You can go to God for yourself. You don't need
Yes.
nobody to go to
'Cause
God for you.
no, no, you know, you really don't. But I'll tell you what, if y'all want to spend some money, I have some legit ways that you can spend your money. So, I can cook, I can bake, I know how to bartend. My fiance is a part-time bartender aside from what he does full-time. So you guys just let me know and we can make some money if you guys want to spend some money.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Um, but we've been on here for an hour and 12 minutes, and that's all I have on my end. I don't know if you have anything else you want to
No, I have it all. You know, I'm fairly pleased, with the way things are going, and again, we try to keep it even. We try to bring you guys what is necessary, and then we can play after or in between it. But we still want to make
Mhm.
sure we feed ourselves and feed you guys with the things that are necessary. Because whether it's obvious or not, this live is about survival. It's
Mm,
about survival mentally and physically. It's about survival for in the political world because the political world has a big effect on how you survive and the level of which you will do so. So we want to have fun while we're doing it, while we bring our education toward the forefront and also, engage with you guys and get to know you because we're showing you a little bit of who we are. So we enjoy you. So thank you for
yeah,
coming back week after week.
thank you, thank you. As Mr. Credential did say, we do enjoy you coming by every week, bringing new insight, sharing your information and your stories as well, to where we all engage and learn from each other. That's what it's all about. Excuse me.
Right, right. Nobody has all the answers. Nobody knows everything. Like I said, doctors see other doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists see other ones. They cannot prescribe themselves meds and stuff like that. So we all need each other, is basically what I'm
Yes,
trying to say, because we all bring something different to the table.
we definitely do. We definitely do. And as always, it's always great to hang out with you guys on
Yes,
Tuesday night.
yes,
So that's always good too.
most definitely.
Never can complain about that.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yes, we love you too, Lynn T. And I mean that's all I have. Unless you,
Yeah, no, that's all I have. I am I'm still laughing on the inside and I don't want to laugh at this whole live for another half hour because I can. But that guy I
I
keep
feel like
seeing
saying it again because I just see his face going below.
he just looks like a white rat with red eyes to me.
Satan.
And I mean not him being white, like like you see on the cartoon, a white
You
rat
know
with
what he
red
looked?
eyes.
No, he looked like one of them White Walkers. That's what he looked like
Oh, well,
from
I'm
Game
gonna
of
have to Google
Thrones.
that one
Game of
because
Thrones.
I'm lost on that one.
Game of Thrones. White Walker. Yeah, he looks like an old White Walker.
Back again.
You probably just have to type it in White Walker,
I'm gonna type it in.
and it'll pop up like boom. You be like, oh, his eyes do look like that.
He probably got off of that camera and went back behind that pulpit and
And peeled his skin
laughed.
off and was like, eh. He just looked so. It looked like he would unzip himself like they did in the Wiz when they was unzipping and like pulling their skin
Oh
off.
my gosh, yes.
That's what he looked like he would do. He'd be like zip and
Yeah, and now I see what you're talking about, the White Walker. Yeah.
his eyes look crazy. His eyes look crazy.
He looked possessed. And whatever it wasn't holy. It
That's
was
that
not a
money.
holy.
That's that money. That money have you. It's like I need a fix. I need a fix. You saw them church. You saw them seats was empty. I'm sure a given Sunday that church wheels in. Pheesh. Oh, probably in the tens of thousands. I'm probably even say even in the close to the hundreds of thousands every Sunday. From Thailand, if you're gonna tell the people and demand that you better put that tithe in that church. I don't care if you gotta squeeze it under the door.
Bop it up, bop it up. He's the Wiz.
While he over there singing, catch this number, honey.
Right.
Sweet thing, let me tell you. I'm ridiculous. See, now you made me start singing. Now I'm gonna have to watch the movie when we get off of here.
I ain't gonna watch it tonight, but it's something good to look forward to soon.
That is crazy, but
Yeah, maybe next week we can talk about some of the things that you guys are. I know I suggest things, but next week we're gonna talk about some of the things I guess you guys have been doing to keep yourselves busy, but not this week because you know gives us something a week out to revisit things and check in with you guys
and make sure everyone's
make sure everything's okay. And Antoinette, if you're still hanging out here, please keep us posted.
please,
How
please.
you are doing.
I see you around in the YouTube streets in 20. You better.
I'm totally okay with you emailing me and just let me know.
If it's Creflo dollar pennies. All right, $65 million. But them panties also come with a jet if it's Creflo dollar, though.
You know what?
Yeah,
right. That jet will run out of gas and see where that'll leave you at.
Well, I mean, Kenneth Copeland, he's blessed too. He bought Tyler Perry's old plane.
Really?
So, yeah, he bought Tyler Perry's old plane. He sure did.
Nice.
It must be nice. I know, right? He made the church pay for it, though. Oh, did I miss that part?
I already know that I don't need the kind of money that can change me. I need the kind of money that can make me live better.
Right.
I don't need, nope. You won't see me at the top of the mountain and then catch me rolling back down. No, keep me humble.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's crazy.
But anyway, you guys.
Yeah, but it's been real.
And roll it out for tonight. And again, please stay well. Antoinette, please email myself or Cap and let us know how you're doing.
Please.
And I wish the best to you and your family. I wish the best to everyone in that family. And I hope that if this virus has touched anyone in your family, that they will come out healed.
Yes.
And I'm not even going to offer you anything negative because I'm convinced that if you do the right thing and stay under the guidance of a doctor, that you should be okay.
Yeah.
We're just going to speak that into it.
That's right.
So I mean that for not just Antoinette, but everyone.
Everyone, yes.
Everyone, because we all need it. We all need each other. Now is not the time to bicker, to argue, to fuss, to be, we're going to get annoyed, but now it's just not the time.
Right.
It's okay to get upset. We might have
we're human.
Okay. But again, I just want to extend my heartfelt, warm wishes to everyone to carry throughout the rest of the week.
Yep.
And take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
I feel like Jerry Springer and each other.
I feel like Bob Barker to himself. Don't forget you get your pets fade and neutered. Like
Right.
but anyway, thank you guys for always, showing support and coming out and then listening to us rant and rave about politics on my end and wellness on his. And hope to see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And with that, I'm out. Peace.